Nintendo has randomly dropped a bunch of Mario Kart World news, and of course, in the Nintendo fashion, it was random. Folks, welcome to the Mario Matter, episode 141. I'm your host, Nintendo YouTuber EmSwizzle. Let's call myself Nintendo Switch 2 YouTuber EmSwizzle. That's my new title from now on, folks. Welcome in. We have a great show for you all today. First things first, me and our guests go over Nintendo news. That includes the Mario Kart World stuff. That includes some rumors. That includes new Nintendo news. A lot of cool things to go over there, regarding Switch 2 and Mario Kart, all that stuff. After that, we answer your questions you asked us about Switch 2 and about Nintendo. And our guest today, folks, is none other than Arrowstotle. Arrowstotle makes a ton of Mario series videos on his channel, from Mario Odyssey to Mario Wonder, to Mario Kart, to Mario Maker. Lots of Mario stuff over there. He has over 300,000 subscribers. He's an amazing guy. We talked to him today. Let's go ahead and not make you wait any longer. Let's get to the podcast.
Welcome to the Mario Matter, the #1 Nintendo podcast.
Arrowstotle, welcome to the Mario Matter. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
It's going good over here, man. First time meeting you. Excited to have you on. And on an episode, I know that you make a lot of Mario stuff. On an episode where we have a lot of Mario Kart news to discuss. And Nintendo dropped a lot of it. And we can go ahead and dive in here. Just get things started right away. A ton of Mario Kart news dropped over the past, as of recording, not as of posting, as of recording, 24 hours in a Nintendo developer interview. And I'll go ahead, we have a lot to break down here, and I may not even have all of it. I believe I have most, but you can let me know if I'm missing some stuff. I'll go over bit by bit, and we can break it down and talk about things. So, the first thing I noticed, Arrow, and I'm not sure, I have to get your feelings on this, because I was stoked when I read this. Nintendo had planned to call Mario Kart World Mario Kart 9. And listen, man, I was stoked because, I was saying for so long that Mario Kart World is Mario Kart 9. People were like, no, it's Mario Kart 10 because, Mario Kart Tour. And I'm like, no, guys, it's not. And Nintendo had this quote to say, I'm missing which of the developers said it. My apologies. But quote, if the idea had just been to add more courses, then I think we would have called it Mario Kart 9. Gotcha, guys. But that wasn't our approach this time. We wanted to take the series to the next level, so we decided to drop the numbering this time and go with a completely new title, Mario Kart World. So that's our first little bit here. Mostly, what did you think? Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10 for the title of the game here?
I feel like I might get some hate on this one. I don't know if the mobile game really counts or Mario Kart Tour really counts. So I understand why Nintendo would want to just skip all the confusion and just be like, this is a completely different thing. Right. And just skip those numbers anyway. But yeah, to me, unless it's a main console game for Mario Kart, it doesn't really count with the numbering system. Mm-hmm. So it feels to me like Mario Kart 9, but I love that they decided to go with the world title, because it totally feels different. I went and played some of it at the Switch 2 experience in Los Angeles.
I want to hear. I want to hear.
Yeah, so it totally feels like a completely different game. Free roam is really cool to just explore, go any direction, and just see what there is to see. And it doesn't feel like any Mario Kart that I've played before, and I've played pretty much all of them. So I think this is a justified title. Do I wish there was a little bit more? Maybe there is, that they're hiding from us still. But but yes, I do think that it isn't just Mario Kart 9. It's something completely new.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. How did you like your overall experience of Mario Kart World? Did you go to the Los Angeles one, or where'd you go?
Yeah. I went to the Los Angeles one. Yeah, it was great.
How was it overall? Yep, tell me. Sorry.
I really, really liked it. The way it worked is you basically did Mario Kart 3 different times or 2 different times before you did anything else. You kind of come through, you check out the hardware, you get to touch and do the snap with the magnetic Joy-Cons, which feels great. And then you go in and you first off go straight into Grand Prix. You get to play 1 or 2 races, and then they move you from there into it was free roam until you were ready to go with the knockout tour.
Oh.
And I got to tell you, that was crazy. Having 23 other real humans next to me, all vying for that first place position, was pretty wild. To have that all in the room, and the Nintendo employees were told to cheer for the person next to you, so they were all yelling, and it was just a really cool environment. But the game itself just feels great. It looks amazing. You're able to do so many new things that you weren't able to do in previous Mario Karts, and just drive anywhere too with the free roam. I don't know. It was a great experience. I really think people are going to be impressed with the game. I know the price tag is a little bit of a shock for some people, but I think it'll be worth it. I mean, for me, it'll feel worth it, and I get enough out of it that it doesn't feel like, I'm wasting my money. I'm going to play it for years. So it feels like it's a justified price to me.
Right. I'm jealous, man. I got denied from the experience. So
oh no,
I've just been living through everyone who had, like, everyone around me seems to have gotten in. So I'm just like getting all the info that I can. I got to wait. I mean, only 2 more weeks as recording. So
right.
Not too bad. But yes, I was excited about the Mario Kart 9 piece of news. It'd be weird for it to go from 8 to 10. That'd be weird. But next, arguably the most interesting piece of news that came out of all this is that development for the Mario Kart World game began back in 2017, right after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had launched. And then on top of that, if you're starting a game in 2017, you're probably making it for the Switch 1. Mario Kart World was originally planned for the Switch 1, and here's the quote from one of the developers. I should have put their names. My bad. I'll have them on screen if I can. I think, quote, I think there were a lot of people on the team who were worried about whether we could really manage putting the game on Switch 1. But once we decided to release this game on Switch 2, we expected our worries to evaporate all at once. I remember being overjoyed when I discovered we could express even more than we'd originally set out to. So this was carried from Switch 1 to Switch 2. Not a whole lot of, a follow-up question for me to ask you, but any thoughts? I mean, it's a piece of news. It's out there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that they really milked Mario Kart 8 as one of the minority of Wii U players. Like, I got that game on Wii U, and I was like, okay, cool. And then when they released the deluxe version, I was like hesitant to buy it on the Switch because I'm like, I already have it on Wii U. Like, what could they really be adding? And they slowly over time kept putting more and more out for it. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll buy it. But it really does feel like they've been holding on to this and building it for a long time, which is really cool to see. And I think visually and just the mechanics, the new ideas in it, definitely warrants the amount of time that they spent. But developing it for Switch 1 and then being able to expand out on Switch 2, I think is just a good thing for everyone who's going to get it. It's not like, if you had it on Switch 1, it would feel like a less complete game, I guess, or too similar to Mario Kart 8. So saving it for Switch 2, I think, was the right play in the long run.
And some of the worries that I was reading was like, they could put it on Switch 1, but it'd run at 30 frames per second, and it wouldn't be the smoothest experience. So I'm glad that it's coming over to Switch 2. And also, they had a lot more time to, add even more things than they were originally going to, which is great. I don't love when games take, let's count, 8 years to release, but, it can't be a bad game after that. We heard Mario Wonder took forever to make as well, and that was great. So, I don't mind it. I'll take that piece of news. And then just some other little tidbits out of the whole thing. There's a jukebox in free roam. Did you get to see that when you were playing?
No, I didn't. I don't think they didn't have it in the game or they disabled that button.
Yeah.
They definitely disabled some of the buttons on the demos that we were able to play because you're not allowed to go to the home screen. You can't access certain things. I think they even removed something we're going to talk about in a second. It looks like they removed one of the little features that you're about to cover. So it was a little bit more limited in that way, but no, I'm really excited that they're adding that in. That's going to be super fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It will be indeed. And that jukebox that I'm talking about here has over 200 songs in it, and I'm hearing that there's some remixes in there. This is the most amount of music ever in a Mario Kart game. That's what I'm seeing online. That's big news. As a Nintendo music guy, I'll take it, I'll take it.
Yeah. That's going to be really fun too. I think really it feels like the free roam mode is what they're pushing the most. Like I know Knockout Tour is new as well, but they really want people to spend a lot of time just exploring, listening to music, hanging out with friends in a big open space with carts. And I can't wait for that. Like just listening to music and doing wacky things like hide and seek or GeoGuessr or whatever it is in the open world. It's just going to be fantastic. So I'm glad that they're putting more features into that to get more people excited about it.
Right. I think free roam's going to carry most of because, you can only race for so long until they add more tracks, which maybe that'll be in a DLC. I think free roam is going to be where it's at for the longevity of the game. So I'm looking forward to see what else is in there. We got to look at we got some clips of some of the missions that are going to be in free roam. So that all looked cool. And then to end off all of this stuff here, there was a quote of them saying everything had to be rethought in this game. There's no copy and pasting from past games. That's why this game took so long. And then the big piece of news, maybe one of the bigger ones, and everyone saw this, Arrow, and they're like, why was this not in the Nintendo Direct? Yeah. Why was this just buried? You actually have some customization to your cart in the game. You can apply stickers that you collect throughout the game to your cart. So I imagine maybe they'll be given to you via free roam missions. Maybe once you play 100 races, maybe you'll get a sticker. The thing small little accomplishments like that, and you can put them on your cart. I assume anywhere. This almost reminds me of on Mario Kart DS. If I'm not dreaming, you could customize the front of your cart, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I didn't own it. I was just the one that played. You know how it was the game share? Right. I was the one that played when my friends had it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think that you could do that if I'm not dreaming. So this kind of reminds me of that. Are we using this?
I mean, I think it's cool. I will admit, I was hoping that these would be kind of similar to badges like Mario Wonder. I know that's a dream and that would probably never happen, but I was the 1% chance that maybe these do something for your cart. I was really excited about maybe that being a possibility, but I do like that there's some sort of collectible like this. Like in Mario Kart 8, it was the customization for your vehicle. So changing the wheels and the gliders. But since that's gone, they needed some sort of system to make it feel like you're unlocking stuff and progressing, even if it's just cosmetic. And it is cool. You get to customize it and make it look the way that you want. I do hope that you can put it wherever. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into this as much, but have you seen somebody, did they show placing the same sticker in different spots, or is it always that sticker goes here?
So I haven't seen that, but just the fact that this sticker and this, example image is on the back of the cart. Yeah. You don't want all your stickers there. I imagine they can go on the front as well. That's me assuming, but they can't all go on the back like that,
Right. That would be cool because then you can combine them and make your own version of the cart so that it's not the same as everybody else playing that same character for that cart.
I love the freaking customization. How do you feel about what you were just saying, how you can't customize all the wheels and the glider anymore?
I think it's fine. Part of the problem was everyone kind of found a meta of the combination that worked the best anyway. So I remember being online and seeing out of the 12 racers, 6 of them were doing the exact same setup. Right. I don't remember what it was, but I'm imagining Waluigi Wiggler with the small wheels, or I don't know, something like that. Everyone was just doing the same anyway. So I think it's fine to have just each cart be its own thing, each character be its own thing, and then just have visual customization. I like that system. I think it's actually going to be better in the long run.
Fully agree. Because otherwise, as you just perfectly said, everyone's going to find the best thing and they're all going to do it, So
right.
I'm cool with it. But that's pretty much all of our Mario Kart news, unless I missed anything. Can you think of things that I missed, or did I cover most of it? I asked ChatGPT, so I checked.
No, I think you covered it really well. I want to ask you though.
Sure.
What are you most excited about doing? Day one, EmSwizzle gets Switch 2, is playing Mario Kart World. What are you doing first?
It's tough. I think first ever playthrough, I think I just gotta just do the most basic, just a normal race, normal Grand Prix, just get a feel for it. And then once we're getting used to it, then we dive into the knockout tour. Then we dive into the free roam. Not sure if it'll be in that order, but I think just, my first Switch 2 experience extravaganza, it's got to be just that Grand Prix, and then we'll kind of work our way over. How about you? First thing, Grand Prix, or what are you doing?
I think because I already did Grand Prix and Knockout Tour
Gotcha.
at the Switch 2 experience, my thing that I'm most excited about is actually the missions, because I wasn't able to do anything like that. They didn't have that set up. So I'm really hoping that there would be bosses or something like that, akin to like Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know if you ever played that game, but it's such an amazing game where it was a racing game, but it had like a storyline and all these missions and bosses and extra stuff that you can do. And I'm really hoping that they're hiding that from us because the Koopalings are missing. Where are they? Right? That'd be perfect for bosses. Right. And I'm just hoping there's more to the mission mode than they're saying and showing off just yet. That's my most exciting thing, I think.
I'm hoping so too, because when I saw $80, I was like, man, there's got to be a whole lot of content. There's got to be a story mode or something. There isn't that, but hopefully, I'm like echoing you, as you just perfectly said, hopefully there's more that they aren't showing, hopefully we'll see what happens. Yeah. But there's a piece of news here that I mostly just wanted to laugh about. Listen, like this probably shouldn't qualify as our second piece of news on the list, but I saw this happened minutes after I recorded the last episode, and I just could not wait to talk about it this week. I need to talk about this with you, okay?
All right.
So, we both live in the U.S. In the U.S., I believe, GameStop is doing Switch 2 pre-orders, and, they have a midnight launch event. That sounds great, right? So, there's a couple pieces of news here. Number one, they will have limited stock. So, if you did not get a GameStop pre-order, you can go camp outside, try to be first in line, and you can get a Switch 2 that way with no pre-order. Here's the other thing, okay? Arrow, how do you plan on getting your Switch 2? GameStop, where?
I pre-ordered from Best Buy. Gotcha. It was tough to get. I don't know how it was for you, but I had like 5 tabs open on multiple computers trying to get it anywhere. But yeah, Best Buy for me.
Not to flex. Yeah, I had to camp outside GameStop for 25 hours. Dude, I thought people were going to like camp out for longer than they actually did. I was there 25 hours. Bro, there was one guy that showed up at like 7 p.m. the day before. He was crazy. No one else showed up until like 9 a.m. Like, man, I could have just rolled up later, So
wait. So let me get this straight.
Yes.
You were there for 25 hours, but you weren't even first in line?
No. I was, but like no one else showed up like for forever. Here's why. For my unboxing video that I want to have all nice and done, if you go online and you order from Best Buy, I'm not sure if you did or didn't get all this, but like my thought was, okay, if I get it at Best Buy, by the time that I get to ordering all the accessories, they're probably going to be gone. That actually didn't end up being the case. The accessories were there for a while, but my thought was like they're all going to be gone. So I was like, at GameStop, if I'm first in line, I can get in there and just get it all, guaranteed. So that's what I did. But I probably could have gotten it all online. But I'm proud of it. It was fun. It was I don't know. It was some experience.
Hey, it's a good story.
It is.
So that's good.
It is. But what I need to laugh about here, okay? So GameStop at the midnight release, for some people, a little bit past their bedtime, they're giving out Red Bulls. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Red Bull, 1 per person. It's phenomenal. Oh, wait. If you read the fine print, you have to be a GameStop Pro member to get the Red Bull.
What?
Which means you have to pay, I believe, $25.
For a Red Bull.
For a Red Bull.
Doesn't seem worth it to me. I mean, are you a pro member though?
I actually am, because that day before I bought the Switch 2, I was like, you know what? If I become a member and I spent all this money on Switch 2 accessories, I might, get a good amount of points. So
and a free Red Bull.
I guess so. I actually am going to get
right there.
My free Red Bull. So I'll take it. I just thought that was weird. We can move on from it. But I think your way, Best Buy, I think that's the cleanest way. I've picked up things at Best Buy, not at midnight, but they're just smooth. You scan a code, they go get it for you. They bring it out. It seems like that's the smoothest. Best Buy's a lot bigger. Something to me, like Best Buy, I would feel just overall better at Best Buy than I would GameStop. But, GameStop's where I'm going. So I think Best Buy is best case scenario, though, for you. Hopefully they have, like, Monster to compete with the Red Bull. Yeah, hopefully they have something.
But you have to be like a Best Buy Geek Squad member or something to get the Monster Energy drink.
No. No one's got that. Like, some people are GameStop Pro members. No one's got I don't know anybody with the Geek Squad thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you were talking about it last week. Is Best Buy doing a little something too? They're giving out something at the midnight release.
They're giving out a quote-unquote Nintendo collectible. I don't know what it is. We don't know. Me and C.com last week were speculating pins, maybe like a little Switch to pin. I don't really know, though. I mean, they wouldn't give something major, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's free, right? But
yeah,
I don't know what it could be. I don't know.
Well, I'll let you know. Yeah. You can have your Red Bull, and I'll show you whatever I get.
Alrighty, all right. And we will be in contact then. Yeah. Honestly, I don't drink Red Bull, so I'll probably just get it and just give it to somebody behind me. Like, I don't need it. So, I can just
there you go.
Be the GameStop Pro sugar daddy. All right, next. We have a rumor here, and this comes from fan speculation from an announcement Nintendo made. So the rumor reads, is Mario Paint coming to Nintendo Switch Online? Now, listen, we actually have had this rumor for a little while. We talked about it on this podcast a couple months ago. So here's what happened. Nintendo, as we know, has the Switch Online app on the Switch where you can go on there if you're a member and you can use your Platinum points, which are free to earn, to redeem some special Nintendo icons for your Switch profile. And, Nintendo puts out a bunch of them whenever a new game releases, like when Donkey Kong Country Returns HD released, they had a bunch of Donkey Kong ones. They like to do this here and there, And Nintendo tweeted out, I believe yesterday, as of recording, that they are now putting out Nintendo Classics icons. So what this is the Nintendo Switch Online, Retro Systems is now being rebranded to Nintendo Classics, which is like their new way to market it. And they have some Nintendo Classics icons here. So, for example, there's an icon of the NES controller, the Game Boy Color, the N64 controller. Now, what's important to note here, also the GameCube and the GameCube controller, what's important to note is there are 12 icons, 4 of them releasing each week for the next 3 weeks. Once again, NES, right. Game Boy, GameCube. These are all on the Nintendo Switch Online system. You can play N64, you can soon play GameCube games, you can play Game Boy Advance, SNES. What's not available on Switch Online is this SNES mouse icon that we have available for purchase. So once again, 12 icons, 11 out of 12 of these you can play on Switch Online. The SNES mouse one raises some eyebrows. There's an SNES mouse icon. Are fans looking too much into this? I mean, fans including me. Like, are we looking too far here into thinking that Mario Paint is coming to Switch Online because of an icon?
I mean, that's probably a big jump, but I think it'd be really cool and it'd be smart of them to do, especially with the Switch 2 mouse to show off that functionality. It makes sense to do anything that had mouse games from the past systems. So I'm hopeful, but rumors, you get rumors all the time, every day. I feel like there's a rumor, Switch 2 has been rumored to be coming every day for the past 3 years. So take it with a grain of salt, but I'm hopeful. That'd be really, really fun.
The only thing that makes me kind of believe it is just that the Joy-Con 2s already have mouse functionality in them. Like, it just, you can bring that game over with no SNES mouse extra, accessory. You can bring it over now and it'll work, So things like that kind of convince me it's going to be happening. And then, because the Joy-Con 2s can already use mouse controls, they'll just put out the SNES mouse, just like $25 if you want it, then here it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's smart.
I actually believe this one. I would bet on it happening. I just don't think it'll happen. I mean, if I had to guess, later this year, like a September Direct reveal sort of thing, they want to space some things out, right? So either then or next year, even in 2 years, I won't give up on it. Like, it makes too much sense. There's already mouse features in your Joy-Cons. It makes too much sense. I buy this rumor. I do.
Good. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
We will see if I'm right or wrong. I was most recently right about the Mario Kart World being Mario Kart 9. Everyone's like, it's Mario Kart 10. So we'll see if my good luck streak, kind of continues here. But
you got the inside information.
Yes. Something else that we got to laugh about here that happened today. I knew this was happening, but I didn't know it was this soon, actually. Everyone's favorite video game of all time just released on the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PS5. Do you know what this is, Arrow?
What is it? Favorite game of all time, huh?
That would be Cookie Clicker. Wow, guys. Cookie Clicker released on the Switch. We all wanted this. We all asked for it. Listen, I like Cookie Clicker. It was big for me back in, oh my gosh, 20, whatever year it came out, like 2013, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that range, right? It was big for me. I was the iPad kid with like the handle case, like an orange case, and it had that handle. I was that kid. I was playing Cookie Clicker. It was great. And I never thought this game would release on a real gaming platform. And it has. So, stupid me. I have the whole description here. Did not look up the price. Do we know the price? I was going to ask about that. Yeah, I didn't put it on here. Let's see. Cookie Clicker, Nintendo Switch, $3.99. You know what? It's not terrible.
I could tell you're going to buy that right away.
But it's on sale. Hold on. It's on sale and it ends May 30th. It's $3.99. It was $4.99. So it's on sale now. Little launch sale there.
Get it now.
I am thinking about buying it. Because it's also going to be on the Switch 2. It's like a, Switch 1 and Switch 2 game. You can have it for the next 8 years or however long. I'm definitely considering it. I was bigger into it in my previous days. But to read some notes here before I grab your thoughts. Via the game's description, you can collect cookies, of course, if you know how Cookie Clicker works, and spend them to earn even more cookies. Basically, you're just buying, this sounds weird to say, you're like buying grandmas to make more cookies. You're like buying machines to get more cookies, and then eventually you have 17 billion trillion zillion cookies. Just get a lot of cookies. There's over 600 upgrades. In the game's description, it says you can pet your dragon. Listen, man, out of me playing Cookie Clicker, I don't know what pet your dragon. Can you own a dragon in this game?
I've honestly never played it. I've seen it. But just hearing you talking about buying grandmas and petting a dragon in a game where you're supposed to be clicking on cookies, all right, this game sounds wild. Sign me up.
It does. It does indeed. There's mini games. You can, quote unquote, not sure what this means, unlock heavenly perma upgrades. And then also, something that I thought was pretty cool here is the music in the game is made by C418 or C418. That's the guy that makes the Minecraft music, He makes all that OG Minecraft music. So that's a cool touch.
Yeah, that's great.
That is cool. So $5 on any game store now. I mean, it's been on Steam for a while. Now Xbox, PS5, and Switch. I might do it. Just a little idle game on the Switch. I might do it.
I do want to ask you though, isn't it a free to play like you actually have to pay for it online, or can't you just open a browser and play it for free?
I think you can. I don't know what there must be a difference though, because me playing it for free on my phone and computer, I've never seen some of the things in this little description, which are mini games, what is petting a dragon? I've never heard of a dragon in Cookie Clicker.
I'm clicking some cookies right now because I just wanted to see what it was.
Oh yeah,
I don't see any dragons or grandmas. Just saying.
Well, grandmas you should see in a bit. You can buy grandmas as an upgrade, but the whole dragon thing. Maybe somebody in the comments can educate us. Not played Cookie Clicker in so long, so it's all new to me. But that is on gaming platforms. If you would like it, I think I'm actually going to do it. I think I will. I think it'll be fun. So we'll see how that goes. But then we have, at the end of every podcast now, it feels like we have some small Nintendo Switch 2 news to go over. It's nothing major, nothing worth talking about for an hour straight, but we have a little bit of just little factoids that come out. Number one, the Nintendo Switch 2 capture button is still going to be limited to 30 seconds per capture. Now, the interesting thing, the Switch 1 currently records, if you hold the capture button, it records at 720, 30 frames per second. We don't know what it'll be on the Switch 2, but still limited to 30 seconds. Is that a bummer for you? Because I'm not sure if you own like a PS5. On PS5, you can record like the past 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Like there's a lot of, intervals that you can record in. How do we feel about 30 seconds,
I don't know why they feel like they have to limit it to that. My YouTube channel actually started because on the PlayStation 4, there was a share button on the controller, and you hit the share button. If you hold it, it records the video from however long, and then within there, you can trim it and just upload it straight to YouTube. And so I was like, why not? This sounds fun. Like, this is cool. So I just did like a 3-minute game of Rocket League or something, and I just pressed share, and it recorded all of that and just went straight into YouTube. But I don't know why Nintendo is very focused on keeping it so limited. Like I've done it once where you can, if you time it right, you can keep holding the share button and it will kind of like piece them together. So if you do it right intervals, you can take like 10 clips and slam them together without losing moments in between. But it's so tedious. And I feel bad for people that maybe can't afford a capture card who want to make content or just show off something cool that they've done on their Switch 2. They have to do it either that way and spend a lot of time just doing a tedious editing, or they're just limited to a really short clip. Or what you've seen a lot of, I'm sure, is someone holding up their phone, recording their Switch, and then the quality is not as good. So I honestly have no idea why Nintendo would gate this behind 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like, Switch 2 is all powerful 4K, 1080, 120. It seems like they could up it to, at least 60 seconds. But hey, maybe the resolution is going to be 1080p. And, that's as good of an upgrade as we'll get for right now. We'll see, because currently, it's 720. So, I mean, I don't use it a whole lot. For me, it's fine. But as you were saying, like, creators that may not have a capture card, like you're stuck in 720, 30. It's not optimal, but we'll see what happens with all of that. And then the only other thing, actually, there's two other things. I actually added one this morning because I was shocked. Nintendo Switch lets you change the mouse sensitivity. Now, we all are going to use this mouse feature at some point, and, with the real mouse, you can change the sensitivity. That is no different on the Switch 2. However, it's not as customizable as you might think. There are 3 modes for customizing the mouse controllers. There's high sensitivity, medium sensitivity, and low. There's no if let's use Fortnite as an example. You were able to change it from 1 to 10. No, you just have high, medium, and low. So I'm sure that'll be fine. How much do you think, because I've had this question so often, how much do you think we're actually going to use mouse features on Switch 2? Like a whole lot, or here and there for a couple games, or almost never?
I think it would be here and there for specific games. So at the Switch 2 experience, I played Metroid Prime 4 as one of the games I could test out.
Yep.
And I was doing a silly challenge where I had to swap between mouse mode and regular Joy-Cons every 15 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And the mouse mode felt so much better. Like it was great. The way the mouse works, it's awesome. So if there's a game that could benefit from it, I think I will always defer to using the mouse mode over using regular Joy-Con. But that being said, how many games does that make sense for? I don't know. I think it'd be great for Mario Maker type games. And I do want to ask if you think a new one's going to come out, because obviously I'm pretty into that. If anyone knows about me or my channel, Mario Maker is like my bread and butter. But I think it's going to be really cool for the games it works well with. I even played Mario Party Jamboree. They have the extra mini games that use the mouse feature. Felt great on those as well. So I think that they are trying to make it a big deal. They're trying to come up with things that can use the mouse feature and make it feel great. But majority of games, if they're ported over from other consoles, might not use it, or they might just keep going with trying to make games that you don't have to use it to play. If that makes sense.
Right.
So I like that there's a little bit of customization. I would have expected more, maybe 2 more settings of how sensitive you could make it or like customize exactly how much. But yeah, I'm really excited for the mouse feature. I think it's going to be great.
Right. If I'm not dreaming, I have to question if I'm dreaming often. I believe they're going to add mouse mode to Mario Maker 2, like the existing Mario Maker 2. Oh God, hold on. Maybe I'm dreaming.
You can't just say that and then be wrong.
No, but I swear I read it, though.
I need this.
I swear I read it. I saw, because did you see how they're updating like a bunch of, not just the Switch 2 edition games, but like Captain Toad's getting an update when Switch 2 comes out. Better resolution and game share. I swear, I'm going to be wrong. I swear I saw, Mario Maker 2 update, mouse mode's added.
Was that on there? I need to know.
It could have been fake though. Like I could have read some fake thing. Once again, that'll be on screen. I'm not seeing it pop up. And also, I think if I was not dreaming and that was real, it would be all over the place, because like that's what everyone wants to know. I think I read something fake, but yeah, sorry to have a little scare there. But that's what they should add it to Mario Maker 2 on Switch 2.
Yeah, unless not. What if they're holding on to it until Mario Maker 3 or 3D is announced, and that's like a big selling point? It's like, hey, now you can make your levels with mouse mode,
right?
What are your thoughts? I need to know, just because I want it so badly that I need to hear what someone who's not obsessed with Mario Maker thinks. Do you think we're getting Mario Maker 3 or 3D, and will it be? What year is your prediction?
Sure. A new Mario Maker, I think, is definitely guaranteed. You have to do it. Now, I've been pretty conflicted about whether or not it'll be 3D, just because I think if you give people a 3D Mario Maker, it sounds great, and maybe they can do it, but I feel like there's got to be some restrictions, because, like, who's stopping me from just putting 97 Bowsers right at the start all around Mario? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of game-breaking things that you can do. So maybe there's going to be some restrictions that come with that, or they just make Mario Maker 3 with a Mario Wonder style, and a big gimmick is you can like customize what the Wonder Flower, right? What the Wonder Flower does, something like that, but it's still all 2D. Or you do, as I was just saying, 3D with some restrictions that I cannot place 99 Bowser, and there already are some restrictions already, but I'm saying like a lot heavier of restrictions if it was 3D. I think that it could happen. I'd be interested to see. And you also asked for a year. I mean, Mario Maker 2 was 2019. It's been 6 years. I mean, Mario Kart took 8 years. Like, how much longer is Mario Maker going to take? So of course there's different teams working on things, and I probably go 2000, and you might not like this. I probably go 2027. I don't know.
No.
It's far, right? But it doesn't Mario Maker doesn't feel close to me. Like, it doesn't feel like we can see a presentation at any moment of, see a trailer like tomorrow. It doesn't, I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel like that. I feel like what's first to come is 3D Mario. That'll happen maybe like next year or something. Then I feel like Mario Maker to follow that, which could end up being like a February 2027 deal. I could be totally wrong. It could come out this year. Who knows? But like, that's just what I'm feeling.
Well, not to derail too much, but I do want to ask you then, what do you think they're going to do for the holiday release this year, 2026, like December?
This year or next year?
25.
Okay, 25. Gotcha. Yeah. I think this year, I think that we know pretty much everything, and it's not great. I mean, I think it's just going to be, Drag X Drive this August. I think September, I forget. I made a predictions video a few episodes ago. I forget exactly what I said. I think Metroid Prime, and then also you got to remember Pokemon Legends ZA. I think, and then, there isn't really much else, but I feel like those could just kind of do it. Like, I just don't know if we see another big bang title. Because, I mean, a year with Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then say, for example, a 3D Mario, that's a historic year. I mean, that's crazy. So
huge.
I just don't know if we get another one of those big bang titles again. But I wouldn't put it past them, because this is the first year of the Switch 2. And of course, everyone, I always use this example, so listeners of the show will know this. You know, when Switch 1 came out, it was like, whoa, you can change from TV to handheld. That's crazy. Now it's like you kind of have to bring it with the games because everyone knows what a Switch is. It's new technology, but it's still like the same concept. You have to bring it with stunning games. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put out some other big banger this year, but I also kind of would be surprised because that's a lot of bangers in 1 year. I would be looking forward to what they have next year. So my final answer, I don't expect them to put any other big bang game out this holiday season. I think Legends ZA, considering how big of a success Arceus was, the next Legends game I think can probably carry them throughout the year and then just bring it big next year with Tomodachi Life and 3D Mario, you know, so we'll see.
Yeah. The only glimmer of hope that I have that maybe you're wrong is the Mario 40th celebration. Starting in September, it's Mario's 40th anniversary. And maybe, just maybe, they'll do something with it, whether it's the 3D Mario or it would be maybe Mario Maker 3. I don't know. That's just me coping, maybe. But that's my small glimmer.
And listen, I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I just, seeing them not release a game in April and May, I feel like they can just be like, all right, we're going to put Metroid out October, Pokemon November, we'll be fine. A little something in December, we'll be fine, Yeah. I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see. Only other piece of news here is, Arrow, do you have a Nintendo Alarmo by chance?
I don't.
Okay.
Do you?
I do. And that got an update today. One that I've been waiting for 7 months now, since last October when the thing came out, was the Animal Crossing New Horizons Alarmo update. I don't have much to say here other than, I'm not sure if you know much about me. Big Animal Crossing guy, favorite series. Yeah. So this I'm stoked about. I'm going to go change my Nintendo alarm clock, put those Animal Crossing sounds on. It's going to be great. I've been waiting forever. Are you a big Animal Crossing? I mean, I know that you're mostly like Mario, but do you ever play Animal Crossing?
Oh yeah, that was the big pandemic game when we're all stuck inside. I played, my wife played, my friends played, and we all just like would hang out on each other's islands for like all day, every day when we had so much free time. But that does surprise me that they're only adding it now because I think like compared to some other sound effects, like I don't know, I guess the meme one is when you're in Zelda and the Guardian is like attacking you, like that's a really scary sound to wake up to. But I think having some Animal Crossing music to wake up to is amazing. Like the title theme or like the morning themes. Those are great. I don't know why they took so long to add them in.
I checked them out this morning. I'm not sure if you played past the 2.0 update. There's like a group stretching song on the Alarmo. Like, man, that's peaceful, man. There's the Brewster's Coffee Shop. Like, man, there's some peaceful ones on there. So I'm going to have to check it out and I'll see. But folks, I believe it is time to get to the Q&A segment, the question block segment where you all asked us questions. Let's go ahead and let's get to it. My friends, you have arrived at the question block segment. Me and Arrow are here to answer your questions that you have asked us. If you want to ask a question, I'll be very quick about this. Number one, I post a YouTube community tab every single week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I didn't do it this last week. I'm sorry because I wasn't sure what the podcast situation looked like. Now I know. So usually Tuesday 10 a.m. you can ask there on my main channel, link down below. You can join the Discord server. There's a channel called Podcast Questions. Drop them in there. Or if you don't want to do any of those, you can email mariomatterquestions@gmail.com. Not the Mario Matter at Gmail. Not my business email. mariomatterquestions@gmail.com. With our first question, we have Oscar Z. My text is small. ZSYG, who asks, what feature on the Switch 2 are you most hyped about? Arrow, I will start with you.
I don't know if I can pick just one, but I will say, if I have to pick one, it's honestly the higher resolution, just everything looking nicer and just feeling more premium or upgraded. that's going to be the best for me. But without, that aside, I think the mouse mode is going to be really, really fun and helpful in a lot of things that I do on the Switch 2. So if the resolution's a cop out, then I'm going to go with the mouse mode as the best feature because it feels so buttery smooth to switch.
Mm-hmm. Those are solid. Do you want to know what my most...
are you going to say cookie clicker? Are
No,
you going to say cookie clicker right now?
I'm not. But like something that everybody who went to the experience thing probably took for granted. Like, because you're there to play Mario Kart World. You're there to play Donkey Kong. I just want to take the Joy-Cons off and just see what that feels like, and just put them back on. I've never felt that before. I don't know. Like,
it's
just want
satisfying.
to feel what that's like. I felt it maybe 10%. I was at PAX East a few weeks ago, and there was this accessory company called Genki there who's being sued by Nintendo. They were there, and they had like a little, not a 3D printed Switch, but they had like somewhat of like 3D printed Joy-Cons, and you can kind of like get a feel for what it's like taking them off. I got like a little 10% feel of what it's like, but I just want to do that. A real answer though, like a real feature. Yeah, I mean, probably mouse mode. I want to see how comfortable it is to do. Was it comfortable, or was it kind of like weird to hold the small Joy-Con? I mean, it's bigger than the previous Joy-Cons, but like, was it still kind of weird?
Honestly, it was way more, I don't know. I thought I would feel like it was very different than a mouse, but it felt pretty similar. Okay. The only difference is like, since there's right and left click and a real mouse is a little bit wider, the only difference would be that your fingers are a little closer together to press the right and left click, which is R and ZR. And then I guess there's less width to hold on to with the rest of your fingers. But to me, it didn't feel weird at all. It just felt like pretty intuitive that it just switches automatically. So pretty cool.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to, just taking my Joy-Cons off. Mouse feature. Either one of those, I'll take it. Our next question comes from NC Dude, who asks, if you can go back in time to before when the Switch 2 was revealed and tell your past self only one thing to warn them about Switch 2, what would it be? For me, I would tell my past self about the micro SD express cards and to get one beforehand. Alrighty. What do you think, Arrow?
This is an interesting question.
It is.
What would I warn myself about? Honestly, this is like a really weird answer probably, but I would warn myself that it's going to take way longer for them to announce the Switch 2 than I expected. I don't know, just because I've been waiting for it for like 3 years. Yeah. I've been waiting, like thinking it was just around the corner, just like everybody who's posting all the rumors that it's coming out. So I would say that is the first thing that came to mind is just like, be patient. It's not going to come out until 2025. Just enjoy the Switch 1. But yeah, the accessories to the micro SD express cards, that makes sense. Make sure you get the right one, because I know there's a specific one for the Switch 2, so it's important to get that one so it's compatible. I don't know. Maybe I have to think about it a little more, but what's your answer for this one?
This is tough because I like the whole thing of like warning, about the micro SD cards. It's going to be express, so buy one beforehand. 4K, so make sure that you have a 4K monitor or whatever.
Right.
I feel like Nintendo did a somewhat decent job of like telling us beforehand. Like now, I have my micro SD express card. I have a 4K monitor now. Like I got those things in between April 2nd when we learned about it, all the way up until now. I had enough time, so I'm not sure that I'd warn myself about the products. I'm laughing. I would probably warn myself that you don't have to wait 25 hours outside of GameStop. You can show up like at 5 a.m. the day before if you still want to be early. Didn't have to do that, but my answer is either that or maybe in terms of the games. Because I was not like on my live stream reacting to the direct. I wasn't like, oh man, please new Animal Crossing. But I should just know like, okay, I will warn you now, it's going to be a while until we see the next Animal Crossing game, so just don't expect it anytime soon. Because I was sort of looking forward to seeing something, whether it's an Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 edition, whether it's a brand new Animal Crossing. I wanted to see something in that direct, but I wasn't like, please, the whole thing wasn't Animal Crossing, so, I would warn myself, that'll take some time.
Right,
but yes, very cool question. Thank you, NC Dude. James, via the email, asks, Hi, Max. How often do you seriously think that you'll use the game chat feature of Switch 2? Arrow, what do we think?
I don't think I'm going to use it much at all. Honestly, it seems like it's Discord,
right?
But a worse version that's built into the Switch 2. So to me, who usually plays connected to my computer because I'm recording or it's just my system where I do everything. I don't think I'll ever do it unless somebody doesn't have Discord, I guess. And that's their only choice is to use the game chat feature. Mm-hmm. I hope there's a reason to use it, but so far, based on what we've seen, maybe not. Unless, the camera does look cool for some of the Mario Party things where you have your face on it. And in order to get your sounds to go through too, maybe that would be a reason to try it out. But I think I probably 5% chance that I'll actually use the game chat feature. What are you thinking?
I agree. I mean, maybe at launch I'll use it, a bit because, we are creators. We want to just kind of get a feel for what it's like. And then you're not going to use it again. I mean, as you said, probably use that camera for like the Mario Party Jamboree mini games and things like that and other software that uses the camera. But I'll probably use it at launch. See what it's like. Never again. I mean, because as you said, we have Discord, we have other ways to chat. Even like, I'm not sure if you would want to do this, but like, if somebody had FaceTime, like, I'm not. Honestly, at that point, I'm not sure which is better because game chat, goes right to your headphones. And I don't know. Maybe game chat would be better if your alternative is FaceTime. But like, for those who use Discord, that's just a lot easier. I do give them credit though. Like, you can very easily share your Switch 2 screen. Like, it looks nice, especially for those who don't want to use Discord. Because, you can't share your Switch 2 screen to Discord unless you have a capture card.
Right. Yeah.
So more accessible in that way. Me, myself, wouldn't use it. Launch, and that's it.
Right. And even sharing your screen, it's like a slideshow down there showing, here's what I was doing 60 seconds ago. I'm over here in the game. But I don't know.
It's like a PowerPoint.
Like it based on what they showed us.
Exactly. So not the smoothest. We'll see. Let us know down below how much you're going to use your game chat. Because, some people, it's like the best thing ever. Honestly, if I was a kid, I would tell these kids in my 3rd grade class, get on Wii U tonight. We're playing Skylanders, whatever. I would love a way. And, there was Wii U chat, but at the time, I didn't know that existed. Me back then would have loved to know that was a thing. I love voice chat back then. So, you know what? For somebody, this is like the best thing ever. So kudos to you.
That's true.
Let us know. Because, back then, 3rd grade, I didn't have Discord. I had to use Wii U chat if I knew that it existed. So, very cool for some people. Finally, Carter, via the email, asks, Hey, Max, my name is Carter, and I will purchase the Nintendo Switch 2 on the release date at Walmart. I'm going to get the one with Mario Kart World. I am considering getting an accessory and really want the Pro Controller. I've never had one, and I don't know if the new Pro Controller will be worth it. Do you think it would be worth it to buy the Pro Controller or something else? Now, that seems like a basic question. I put it on here because we have to talk about this. Arrow, when you were at the Switch 2 experience, did you, obviously you used the Joy-Cons. Mm-hmm. What did you think? From the Joy-Con 1s to the Joy-Con 2s, how much of a big improvement was there?
Oh, huge improvement. Mm-hmm. It was super noticeable right away. The size, especially, if you have larger hands, like using these Switch 1 Joy-Cons does not feel good. It just feels like everything's cramped and you got to make your hand do all these weird things and get arthritis just trying to play it. And those little R and L buttons, like you can barely press them. Right. Everything felt great. Everything felt like the right size. Pressing those little buttons are no longer little, so that actually feels nice to play. And And I don't know if I played on a Switch 2 Pro controller, but I didn't miss it, if that makes sense. It felt similar to playing on a Pro controller to me using the Joy-Cons. So I guess my answer for the question is, if you don't have a Pro controller, definitely go for it. I think the Pro controllers from Switch 1 are compatible. Is that right, Max?
Yes, I think the only thing that you're missing is obviously the back buttons and then the game chat button. But yes, I think it is definitely compatible.
Yeah. So I guess my answer, knowing that information, is if you have a Switch 1 Pro controller, I don't know it's worth it to go get the Switch 2 one, but I haven't played with it, so I couldn't tell you the difference. But if you don't have one, it might be worth picking up just so you have the options if you want to use a controller versus the two Joy-Cons.
Here's what's pretty interesting, though. If you can't get a Pro controller or it's too expensive, I've not used the Joy-Con 2s, but assuming that they're pretty dang decent, if you buy the $30 Joy-Con 2 charging grip where, you put the Joy-Cons on there and then it's like a controller, that has the GL and GR back buttons on it. Like, it's pretty much a Pro controller. You're not missing anything. You have the C button on your Joy-Cons. You have the back buttons. That's a cheap $30 alternative, assuming the Joy-Con 2s are pretty nice. Now, obviously, Pro controller, more premium, thicker buttons, bigger buttons, more premium feel. But like, if you're balling on a budget, and you somehow bought the $450 Switch 2, bought on a budget, $30 charging grip might not be a bad choice. Has, once again, the back buttons. It's pretty legit. So haven't gotten my hands on them yet, but that sounds like a decent idea to me, Carter. So if you want to go that route, you can as well.
Right.
Do you have a bunch of accessories pre-ordered or just the console?
You know what? I didn't pre-order the accessories. I was so focused on making sure I got the console because I was like, that's the thing that's going to sell out. I didn't expect the accessories to sell out. I don't know if they have.
I actually have not checked recently. There's of course like some things of it still out there and available in stock, but I don't know, because at Best Buy, like a few days after the pre-order date, there were still a bunch of things left. I don't know now.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of assuming, is everybody's going to rush to get the console itself. Because worst case scenario, let's say day one, I don't have the Piranha Plant camera or whatever. Like, I can still do everything that I want to do with the Joy-Cons and the console itself and the dock. Yep. So, I honestly, I think unless you feel like you really want or need the accessories on day one, I think it's okay to wait and see what you actually feel like you need later. But that's just kind of my personality too. I only get stuff if I feel like I really, really need it.
Sure.
But yeah. So did you get that Piranha Plant camera? I need to know now.
I did. And guess what? I got two. So here's the thing. I like picking my things up at Best Buy. It's just easy. As I was saying earlier, like, you scan the little barcode, you're in, you're out. It's so weird though, because I first got it at Walmart. Walmart will ship it to me, should be here June 5th. Best Buy, their release date for the Piranha Plant camera is like June 11th. So I don't know why. I'm gonna get the Walmart one faster. I'll probably cancel the Best Buy one. But yeah, I got two. I'm excited to see how it is. Yeah, I'm hyped.
Nice.
Folks, that'll be it for the Mario Matter episode 141. Arrow, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. This was a fun freaking episode. If you have any, I'll just say the floor is yours. If you want to promote those socials, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. If you have any upcoming projects, let us know. If you want to share, of course, let us know.
If you're interested in creative, customized Mario things, like, I'm not allowed to say a certain word because the Nintendo ninjas will come after me. But if you like customizations inside of Mario games, especially Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder, and Mario Maker 2, you can check out my YouTube channel, Arrowstotle, ARROWSTOTLE. And I am just kicking up my second channel, which is Arrowstotle Plays, where I just get to play through some cool Mario projects. So if you're interested in that, check that channel out too. But
awesome.
That's it. Man, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Alrighty, folks. I'll see you all next week. Next podcast. So we will be. Is our last podcast until the release of the Nintendo. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's awesome. Our last one until. So we'll have to have you on in the future once we get our hands on this Piranha Plant camera. Folks, I will see you all next week. Have a good one. Adios.
All right.